Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're embarking on really a journey through a fascinating sermon. It's from Pastor Sung No at Praise Presbyterian Church.
Mm-hmm.
And we're focusing specifically on Romans 5, verses 1 through 11.
Yeah, it's a powerful passage.
It really is. And our mission, for this deep dive is to try and shift how we think about salvation. It's more than just going to heaven someday.
Exactly. It's about how it changes things now.
Right. How it actively impacts our daily lives.
Yeah.
And we were thinking, especially for those of us, navigating young families, modern life, all that chaos.
Absolutely. And what's really remarkable, I think, about Pastor Sung No's take here is how he zooms in on that one word, therefore, right at the start of Romans 5.
Oh, okay.
Therefore. Yeah. He frames it as this, crucial bridge. It connects the huge truth Paul just laid out, justification by faith, being made right with God just by trusting Jesus.
Not by our own efforts.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It connects that foundational truth to how we actually live as followers of Christ day to day, right now. It's a real pivot.
That's a great way to put it, a pivot. Because, so often we think, okay, faith equals salvation equals heaven, end of story.
Mm-hmm. The ticket's punched.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But this sounds more like justification is maybe the key to the front door. Like you clean a new house, not just to have it clean, but so you can actually move in and live this vibrant life inside.
That's a perfect analogy. Pastor No highlights 3 immediate outcomes for people justified by faith. First, peace with God. Huge. We're not enemies anymore.
Wow, yeah.
Second, we get access to his grace, the power to live differently, and this amazing hope of, becoming more like him. Glory, Paul calls it.
Okay, peace, access to grace and hope.
But then there's the third one, and this is the one that really makes you stop and think. He says, we boast in our tribulations.
Okay, wait. Boasting in troubles. That sounds completely backwards.
Doesn't it?
Especially, for young couples, juggling jobs, kids, sleep deprivation, you name it. Boasting, it sounds nuts. And surely he doesn't mean, boasting because you drove recklessly and got a ticket.
Right.
It's not God's fault.
No, definitely not self-inflicted stuff.
Yeah.
That's a really important clarification Pastor No makes. The tribulation he's talking about isn't random chaos we create.
So what is it then?
Well, he uses this brilliant analogy. Imagine you're, say, deeply Korean in your values, your habits, your whole way of being, but you live in New Jersey.
Okay.
You're operating by a different set of laws or cultural norms than the place you physically inhabit. That's bound to cause some friction, right? Some clashes.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the idea. As citizens of heaven living here, if we're actually living by heaven's values in a world that runs on different principles, there will be friction. There will be collisions. And he actually suggests if there's no friction, maybe, just maybe, we're blending in a bit too much, compromising perhaps.
That's challenging. Because Jesus himself said, point blank, in this world you will have trouble. He didn't say might.
Exactly. He guaranteed it.
But here's where it gets really interesting and maybe even, dare I say, encouraging. Especially when you're facing, toddler meltdowns in the supermarket or that pressure to keep up appearances or financial stress.
Mm-hmm. Real life stuff.
Yeah. Pastor No shows how those kinds of tribulations, that friction, can actually become something we boast about. Not the trouble itself, but what it produces.
Right. It kicks off this powerful sequence inside us. It starts with endurance. But he clarifies it's not just gritting your teeth. It's more like single-mindedness.
Single-mindedness. How so?
Well, trouble has a way of stripping away the trivial stuff, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The distractions fade. You're forced to focus, to lean on God completely. It clarifies what really matters.
Okay, that makes sense. It cuts through the noise.
Yeah, and that single-minded focus, that endurance, it forges tested character. He likens it to refining iron. Hammered, heated, purified until it's strong, useful, authentic.
So the pressure actually shapes us.
Precisely. It helps us see that worldly things, money, status, health even, other people's approval, they're temporary, they're fleeting. But God's view, his approval, that's what lasts. That's the character being built. Maybe it looks like choosing family dinner over yet another late night at work,
Mm-hmm. Small choices, big impact.
Definitely. And that tested character, forged in the fire, it finally produces hope.
And not just wishful thinking, right? Not like, I hope it doesn't rain tomorrow.
No, not at all. It's a sure, solid hope, a confidence in our eternal home with God. Pastor No uses another angle on that citizenship idea, like someone facing deportation suddenly realizing with total clarity, oh, this isn't actually my home.
Okay. Tribulation clarifies where our true citizenship lies.
Exactly. It reminds us this world isn't the final destination, and this hope, it's anchored in something unshakable, God's love demonstrated so powerfully on the cross. Paul says this hope will not put us to shame. It won't disappoint.
Wow. Okay. So bringing this all together then, what's the big takeaway for us listening right now?
Yeah, the practical bit.
It sounds like even though our mailing address might say New Jersey or wherever, our true citizenship really is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And this deep dive, this sermon, it's kind of encouraging us not to run away from that friction, that collision of living out God's values here.
Don't fear the friction.
Right. Because that very tribulation, it's actually the process God uses to strengthen our faith, build that tested character, and make our hope rock solid.
It's not a sign we're failing. It's maybe a sign we're actually being faithful ambassadors.
That's beautifully put. And it leads right into a question maybe for you listening. What small loss, what friction are you willing to embrace today?
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe at work, maybe in how you raise your kids, maybe in your finances or your time. Where can you choose a heavenly value, even if it causes a little worldly inconvenience or misunderstanding?
That collision.
Yeah. Are you experiencing that collision? If you are, maybe don't just endure it. See it as God forging something resilient, something hopeful, something truly lasting within you. Embrace it.